A diode laser can be a great addition to your craft room. If you are new to laser cutting and engraving, the process of buying a machine can be really overwhelming. There's a ton out there with a whole new set of terminology and specifications that you have to figure out before you can dive in and buy one. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to help you figure out how to choose a diode laser for your craft room. Let's get into it. Hey, I'm Sarah. You're watching Creative Ramblings. Thanks so much for being here. I share simple craft tutorials, tools, and product reviews every week. If that sounds like something you want to see, consider subscribing so you don't miss my next video. Before we figure out how to choose one, we need to know what is a diode laser and what can it do. So this right here is my Aufero Laser 2. It is a big metal square, and the laser can move back and forth and up and down. And the material is going to go here, and this little laser can engrave and cut dozens of solid materials. So I'm going to share the 3 lasers I own with you. They're all very different, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons of each one. This is the Aufero Laser 2. It is a nice, lightweight aluminum frame. It has a 5-watt laser right here that moves up and down the X and Y axis. The 5-watt laser is excellent for engraving. It can cut, but it does take a few extra passes to do so. A laser like this hooks up with a USB cord to a computer, and you can use either Lightburn, Laser GRBL, or other design softwares to create your projects and then send them to the machine. This machine comes in around $250. It is a fantastic beginner laser machine. There's a full review of it right up here if you want to take a look at that. This machine right here is a step up. This is the Sculpfun S30 Pro. It's a step up for a few reasons. This is a 10-watt laser, so it can do all the same things as the 5-watt and more. So think thicker materials and quicker engraving and cutting times. The S30 Pro has a much bigger bar up on top here, meaning when this laser is moving, there's a lot less shaking that's happening here. This frame is also a bit sturdier. This is an air assist. Air assist takes this big cord right here, and it has a nozzle right down next to the laser. And what that does is it shoots air at your material while the laser is running. So when you laser cut wood, you're going to get a little bit of char on your wood because you're burning it. So when you're running an air assist next to it, you're going to greatly reduce the amount of char that you have on your wood pieces. Air assist is fantastic. I highly recommend whatever machine you choose something with air assist. What I like about this S30 Pro is that it comes with the air assist. This is not an add-on. It's not something else you have to get. It comes with the machine. So with a 10-watt laser and an air assist, you can do just about anything with this machine. This machine right here is the xTool M1. This looks very different from the other 2 lasers. This is an enclosure. You can actually purchase an enclosure for those other 2 lasers, but the M1 comes with it, and everything is housed inside of here. As far as the laser is concerned, this is a 10-watt laser. It is fast, it is efficient, and it can cut thicker materials similar to the Sculpfun S30 Pro. A few features of the M1 that really set it apart. This comes not only with a laser, but with a blade. So you can cut materials just like a Cricut or a Silhouette. Vinyl, paper, vellum, fine fabrics, felt, anything you can do with a Cricut, you can do with this. And it's all built in right inside of here. It also comes with an exhaust. I keep it by this window right here and I exhaust right out there. The basic M1 does not come with air assist, but you can add it. You can also add risers to the bottom and rotary tools and extension packs. There's a lot you can do with this. The final feature that I love about the xTool M1 is its proprietary software. This feels a lot like Cricut Design Space. So if you're used to a very user-friendly type of software that doesn't have a huge learning curve, it's a huge perk to have with the xTool. There's so much you can create with a laser like this. Here's a few of the projects that I've made. You can engrave cutting boards. It's really thick wood and you can add some personalization to the front. Use these for yourself, give them as a gift, or even sell them. You can engrave certain kinds of metal. These are stainless steel bottle openers. A diode laser can cut most types of acrylic. You can cut and engrave clear acrylic, but you have to do some modifications. That's for another video. But with colored acrylic, you can cut and engrave it. You can engrave stone, ceramic, certain types of glass. I really love projects where you can combine the functions. So these Easter tags, I cut out the shape and then engraved a personalized message on the front. Being able to do both of these things with one machine really makes it go quick, and I can finish my project and use it in no time. I've shown you 3 types of lasers. Everything from the really beginner, great price point, 5-watt Aufero Laser 2 to the all-in-one bells and whistles xTool M1. So here's a few features I recommend you look for when choosing a diode laser for your own craft room. The first thing you want is something that's built well. You want a very sturdy frame. When the laser moves, and it moves fast, you don't want a lot of shaking happening. So you want something that's going to hold up really well. If you're looking to get a laser for the first time, I recommend going with a 10-watt diode laser. The 5-watt is great for engraving, and if all you want to do is engrave, definitely go with the 5-watt. But that 10-watt is not a big jump in price, and you're going to be able to cut and engrave dozens of materials. The third thing you want to look for is safety features. Lasers can be dangerous. You always want to have eye protection on, even when you have an enclosure on your laser, and you want to make sure that the people around you while you're crafting understand what you're working with. For those reasons, I highly recommend purchasing an enclosure or buying a laser like the M1 with an enclosure already on it. It's just an added level of safety. Having adequate ventilation, an air assist or an exhaust pipe, something like that is going to help with safety as well. It's going to take all those fumes and push them outside. Another feature you want to consider is a wired versus a wireless connection. The Aufero Laser 2 and the Sculpfun S30 both have to be connected with a USB cord to a computer. The xTool M1 can be connected with a USB. That's actually how I use it because my computer's right next to it. However, it does have the option for a wireless connection. So depending on the setup of your craft room and where your laser is going to be, really consider if that wireless connection is important to you. The next thing you want to consider is software. Lightburn is a paid software that allows you to get really detailed and create amazing projects. This is compatible with almost every laser out there. There's also a free software called Laser GRBL that is really basic that I use for both the Sculpfun and the Aufero. The xTool comes with its own software, very similar to a Cricut Design Space. If you like those user-friendly options, that may be something to consider when purchasing a laser. All of these laser companies have communities. So not only customer support, but Facebook communities where you can connect and learn from other laser users and makers. I have found these communities really beneficial. And if you're considering a certain brand of laser, I would join their community first and just hear what people are saying, hear what people are talking about. You're going to get a really good understanding for the brand and the community. The final feature, which may be the most important, is price. You need to buy a laser that fits not only what you're looking for, but that fits in your budget. You can get a beginner diode laser, 5 watts, that's going to engrave beautifully for around $250. As you start getting more powerful and add on all the different features and bells and whistles, you can go all the way up to $2,000. So set your budget, set your price point, and make sure you take that into account when looking for a laser. Speaking of price, I have a few discount codes down below on the lasers that I do own. When you're ready to buy your diode laser for your craft room, make sure you figure out what features you want in a machine. So everything we just talked about, figure out which one of those are important to you, and then go search for a machine. With all that being said, I have 2 recommendations for you. I really love the Aufero lasers. I have the Aufero Laser 2, which has been a phenomenal machine for me. The machine that I have is a 5-watt laser. It can engrave just about any of those materials we talked about, and it can cut, but it does take a few passes. The Aufero Laser 2 also comes in a 10-watt laser, which is going to cut thicker materials in less passes. That's the one I recommend. You can find a link to that down below. It's called the Aufero Laser 2. It has a 10-watt laser, and you can get it with air assist, and I've talked about how much I love that feature. I would also recommend adding the enclosure to the Aufero laser. I love that this company allows you to add and take away all these different pieces to create the product that's right for you. and they do it at the best price point. You can find the current price for all of that in the link down below. My second recommendation is the xTool M1. This is for a little bit different customer. As I've said before, the M1 combines a diode laser and a blade cutting machine. It is all enclosed and it has an exhaust pipe that comes out. You can add that air assist to it, which I highly recommend if you want that as well. The M1 comes with its own proprietary software, and I've really enjoyed using this. The other lasers are compatible with Laser GRBL, Lightburn, and a few other softwares. The xTool design space has been really nice to use. It's compatible with all the xTool machines, and I just really enjoy it. If you are a current Cricut or Silhouette user and you're ready to add a laser, maybe you're also ready to upgrade your Cricut, the M1 is a no-brainer. Because it has that blade already built in, you're going to be able to do all of the blade cutting plus the laser cutting and engraving, and the software is going to feel really familiar. I own 3 of the lasers that we've talked about today, and you can find links to full reviews on all of them down in the description down below. You can also check out my other laser engraving and cutting videos, and there's tutorials that walk you through how to make all kinds of projects. I hope you found this video helpful and that you're ready to confidently buy a diode laser for your craft room. If you have any other comments, drop them down below. I would love to chat with you. And if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing. I am here every week with new craft tutorials and reviews. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.